weekly outlook. So looking at a few pairs, I'm covering AUDUSD, CADJPY, EURJPY, and GBP AUD along with USDJPY. So that's 5 pairs in here. Now in the mentorship program, I've now added an extra few pairs. So we're actually trading AUDUSD and CADJPY. So that way, at the end of the week, when I do a weekly sort of review here, I'll post updates on what we sort of caught, if any, trades on these 2 pairs. So let's fly through this. There's a bit I want to cover. So Australian dollar, if this can load here. Australian dollar, obviously we know very, very bearish. The dollar has been on a mission, super bullish right now, along with AUD just being overly weak as well. So favoring more downside, but that doesn't mean we can't get a corrective move higher, right? So going into the daily, again, daily very bearish. However, it is currently forming a possible double bottom at 0.718 region, which we've had a huge move down. This is, kind of due for a corrective move up before a move lower. Again, in order for price to kind of go lower, it has to come up higher, right? So there's no reason why you can't catch this and catch this and then catch this again. So, I mean, the trend is always your friend, but you can definitely catch both moves. Now, right now, based on what I'm currently seeing, price is below structure at 0.718. So what I'm favoring is a move lower. If price can continue to respect this level, we could see 0.71 and then 0.708 region. Now, what I would want to see here to kind of give me a sell, if any. So I'm on the 2-hour now. I want to see either a really bearish sort of convincing 2-hour close here, because we are forming like a 1-hour sort of triple top, right? So if price was to give a really bearish sort of 1-hour, even a 2-hour would be ideal close here, we could look for a sell down to 0.71. Now, if I go down to the daily again, as I said, if we can break this level, we should see eventually the 0.7, 0.698 region, right? Because every time price is sort of wicked up into 0.755, it's come back down into this region here. So favoring that if we can break this level. Now, if we go back to the 4-hour, if price was to break above structure, as you guys know, I always give 2 directions because I'm never married to a bias. I just wait for price to sort of tell me what it's going to do. If price was to do this, I'd be looking for a retest to take a buy back up in, first of all, into 0.728 and then 0.73, sort of a 700, 800 region here, because we did break this level and it has not retested it. So wait for clear price action. If it doesn't give it, then it might actually break higher and give a retest to get that corrective move. Because again, you see what we've done here, right? We've had a bearish move down, correction, bearish move down, and now we're due for a corrective move. So watching price here, hopefully we can get some nice moves. Next I want to cover is CADJPY. So I actually did a big fake out move today into this 100 level. If I go here, see that? Look at that, to the pip. Close right above and then close back above structure here. So I'm actually favoring a buy setup if we can get a clear sort of buy entry here. What I would want to see is, like I have marked, right? Price break above like it has, come back down, retest this 100.5 level, and we can look for a buy setup into here. I believe this is a really clean setup. This is something I'm favoring as we move into tomorrow being Tuesday. I'm really interested in this setup as we move into London. That being said, there's always two scenarios, right? So if price was to be a fake out here and fail to stay above structure, then you'd simply look for the retest to go lower. But what I'd be looking for currently for the buy is price to kind of come down, give some bullish price action, pin bars, bullish engulfings, in the lower time frames such as the 2-hour, the 1-hour, the 30, and then you can look for a buy back up into 1028 or even higher. Because remember, overall this pair is very bullish. So look for something sort of like that. That gives you a nice little 1 to 10, 1 to 11, depending on your stop loss. Usually the max stop loss I do on CADJPY is 25 pips, depending on my entry. So that's one thing I'm looking at. EURJPY, exact same setup. Again, fake out into 136.8. Oh, sorry, 136.5. Figure here, 136.5 to the pip. Close back above structure, looking for this retest here. A lot of JPY pairs are doing this the same sort of setup. So even if it just pushes back up into 138.5 and then goes lower from there, we could look to take a buy from here, take it up into 138.5 if it doesn't break higher, and then look to take profit and then maybe even hedge it. So let's say we got a buy from here, something sort of like this. Take it up, it's a nice little 1 to 5, 1 to 6, and then we can look for a sell from this level if the price action gives, and again, something sort of like this, and then take it lower. So you'd stand to make a good 5 or 6% on the buy, and then if the price action gives, you can look to make an even bigger move down, because if price fails to break above 138.5, then most likely we're going to start getting that corrective move lower, because again, this pair is very, very bullish, but it needs that corrective move. Right now, it's just making higher highs and higher lows, right? So now, of course, let's just flip it again. Let's say price fails to find support here and fails to get the bullish price action. What you'd be looking for is something like this to take it lower into 135.5, if not 134 sort of region down here, 134.2. So keep an eye on that. These two, again, are my favorite setups for the week. CADJPY and EJ. Favorite setups outside of the main pairs that I trade in the mentorship program. Because right now in there, we have 6 main pairs. Those main pairs being EU, UCAD, GBP USD, Euro NZD, and what's the last one? GBJPY. And then so those are our main 5 or 6, and then on the plus NZD USD, and then additionally I cover AUDUSD, Euro AUD, and I think that's it. Yeah, and CADJPY. So I mean, all in all, we have 9 pairs that I'm sort of watching over. That way, we're trying to get every sort of move we can in the market. That way, we can get clean setups and make a lot of profit. So that's what we're looking for there on those 2 pairs. GBP AUD. So actually closed below structure here. So technically what I would be looking for is something like this. However, I actually think this is a fake out. I think this will break higher, but until that happens, like I always say, I never trade with a bias. I just trade what I see, not what I think. So even though I think this is a fake out, I do think this will overall, like I said, I think it's a fake out, but until I see price action indicates that, I'll be looking for something sort of like this to take this down into this sort of 1.762, if not 1.752 region down here. So watching price here, I'd want to see a lot more. In order to really warrant a sell, I'd want to see price to do something like this on the 1 hour as like a minimum. Now, if it doesn't do that and it actually ends up breaking back above structure like this, then you'd be looking for the buy. So keep that in mind. Like I said, I do favor more upside, but until I see it, I am going to be looking for the sell. So watching for price there. It could easily just be tapping this 1.77 level here. Could easily tap this 1.77 level and then push higher from there. So keep that in mind. But yeah, for now, just a lot more price action is needed on this. USDJPY, another one I want to cover. So still very, very bullish on this. We are kind of printing this 4 hour, sort of an 8 hour as well, sort of W pattern here at 127.5. So what I'd be looking for, the fact is like I said, JPY pairs are kind of doing this fake out and then a move higher sort of scenario. So what I'd be looking for is if this can come down and test this and then give some nice price action like the 30 minute, the 1 hour, even the 2 hour, you could look for a really nice buy up back into 129 sort of 200, 129 500. But then if it was to, let's say price doesn't give the price action and it ends up breaking lower, you'd be looking for the retest for a move lower. However, I don't see this happening. First of all, the dollar is very, very bullish, and then all JPY pairs look like they're going to continue higher for the most part. So, of course, like I always say, I'm open to both, but based on what I'm seeing currently right now, right now being 6 p.m. on a Monday, I am favoring JPY cross pairs to move higher. So, again, pairs like USDJPY, EURJPY, CADJPY, GJ, things like that. So, calendar wise, I don't really care about news, but there is a few things that we guys be aware of. We do have inflation rate for Australian dollar tomorrow. We have interest rate for JPY on Wednesday, and then we also have inflation rate for euro, a few inflation rates from memory for euro this Thursday, Friday, and then a lot of GDP news on Friday as well. Now, I don't care about the news. I don't care what comes out. It's just good to be aware of those specific news releases just in case. Because specific news releases such as inflation rate or GDP can and most likely will bring volatility or manipulation to the market. So if you're looking at trading a euro pair and there's inflation news out in 10 minutes, you can adjust your setup accordingly to prepare for any possible manipulation or wicking that might occur, for example. So that's it for now, guys. I'll be doing another video on Wednesday covering what has played out, along with another video on Friday. So I'll be doing 3 videos a week now. The first one being Sunday or Monday, which would be a video like this covering setups for the week. Another video on Wednesday covering a midweek update, more setups, and then Friday doing a bit of a review. I've been really, really pumped and swamped with the mentorship program lately. A lot of people joining. making some changes, doing daily homework assignments for them now. So just a lot more involved, more focused on the education. And then, with the market being, somewhat messy and somewhat slow the last few weeks as well, just trying to give all my attention there. So like I said, I will be closing it at some point. I'm letting it grow slowly. Again, my focus is always on the education and making sure people learn the right way to trade, not all the bullshit cookie cutter stuff that's out there. So if you guys are interested, you can join via the website, which, it's all in the links below. Otherwise, I'm always here to answer your questions. If you want to message me on Discord or on Instagram, I'm always here to help as much as I can. Thanks, guys. Have a great week. And as always, make sure to keep that risk management in check. Thanks, guys.